Zhao Xintong entered the Snooker Champions League in top form following his British Snooker Championship victory. Within Group 3, he secured wins over world number 1 Mark Selby and world champion Stuart Bingham, along with triumphs against Mu, Joe Perry and Ryan Day. He then defeated Xiao Guodong in the final to claim the group championship. Zhao achieved this with 8 consecutive wins, advancing directly to the final championship group. Around the same time, Zhao Xintong's ex-girlfriend returned to social media after a 6-month absence. She posted a photograph seated by the roadside in a black short skirt. Additional images showed her in a long suspender dress and a knitted sweater. Her appearance was consistently highlighted, and she was described in multiple contexts as an oriental beauty. Zhao began playing snooker at an early age and has competed in the British Championships 7 times. To enhance his skills, he spent a significant amount of time training in the UK. His ex-girlfriend was also based in the UK, having completed a 4-year undergraduate programme and enrolling in a master's course at the University of London. The relationship began when Zhao's career was at a low point, and neither of them received substantial public attention at that time. The relationship ended early last year. Zhao's ex-girlfriend confirmed the breakup via social media and referred to Zhao as the one among a few significant relationships. During her graduation reflection, she mentioned experiencing multiple meaningful romances. After Zhao's British Championship victory, fans posted on her social media accounts, urging a reunion, but no response was issued. Previously, she frequently shared images of herself in fashionable outfits, often described as tall and slender with strong visual appeal. Based on her social posts during her studies in the UK, her living conditions appeared comfortable and well supported, suggesting no financial difficulty or need for work-study arrangements. She cited the loss and recent recovery of her social account as the reason for the 6-month gap in updates. Under Ding Junhui's influence, more Chinese players have gained visibility in international snooker. Zhao emerged prominently during this time. At the 2021 British Championship, he defeated Luca Brecel 10-5 with one break of 120 and 6 over 50, becoming the first post-90s player to win one of snooker's 3 major titles. He also became the second Chinese player after Ding Junhui to win the British Championship and surpassed other top Chinese players such as Yan Bingtao in rankings. Before this breakthrough, Zhao had only reached the semi-finals of the China Championship. His performance had not previously matched his reputation. Despite this, Ronnie O'Sullivan had described Zhao as the Federer of snooker, citing his exceptional natural talent. During his early career, public attention largely focused on Zhao's relationship with his girlfriend. She was known as a British student with strong online presence and appearance. The two reportedly separated last year. Despite the breakup, Zhao still follows her social media account. Fans commented on her page after his championship win, saying, "That boy did it, make up." In a separate social media post, Zhao's ex-girlfriend reflected on her university years. "After 4 years of university life, I have cherished friends and talked about some wonderful love. It's worth it, and I have no regrets." She also stated, "I made the right choice at every critical moment. The road ahead will not be easy. I hope everything goes well. If a person is always brave and working hard, the future will be bright." In 2025, Zhao Xintong became world snooker champion at the Crucible. He defeated Mark Williams 18-12 and became the first amateur in history to win the title. This marked his return to the professional circuit after a 20-month ban for involvement in a match-fixing and betting scandal. Zhao rejoined competition in September and, at 28 years old, secured the most significant win of his career. After the match, Zhao thanked those close to him. Thank you, many thanks. My mum, my parents, Victoria, my girlfriend and my coach when I was young. Thank you to the WST. Thank you, CPBSA Academy where I was practicing. Thank you." Following the final, Zhao posed with the trophy alongside his mother and his girlfriend, both appearing rarely in public. His girlfriend, reportedly named Yi Yi, was present during celebrations and joined him for photos with his agent and Victoria Shi, head of the Sheffield Snooker Academy. Zhao later described the pressure of the final, saying, "It's very exciting. I was so nervous tonight. Mark is still a top player and put me under so much pressure. He's the best. I'm not tired. I'll maybe have a good drink tonight." With this victory, Zhao rose from amateur status to 11th in the world rankings for the 2025/26 season. He also earned a career-high prize of £500,000 for the championship win in Sheffield. Ronnie O'Sullivan faces the prospect of having to qualify for the World Championship for the first time since 1994. The seven-time champion currently sits projected at 17th in the rankings for next year's Crucible. Only the top 16 seeds avoid the qualifying rounds, heading straight to Sheffield for the tournament's last 32. The Rocket last faced World Championship qualifying 31 years ago as an 18-year-old. He defeated Dennis Taylor in the first round before falling to John Parrott in the last 16. The 1994 qualifying featured legends like Alex Higgins and Cliff Thorburn competing for Crucible places. O'Sullivan was just 18 years old at the time, marking what he describes as a different time entirely. Despite currently holding 5th place in the world rankings, O'Sullivan's position faces significant threat. His ranking points from the successful 2023-24 campaign will drop off under Snooker's 2-year rolling ranking system. The 49-year-old had a brilliant 2023-24 season, winning 2 ranking titles. However, on the 2-year rolling ranking system, those ranking points will come tumbling off over the coming campaign. Sullivan reached the semi-finals at this year's Crucible. This achievement came after a period away from the game, as he opted out of multiple events. His absence from numerous tournaments in the latter part of last season has left him vulnerable to sliding down the rankings as older results expire. The 2025-26 season begins on June 22 with Wuhan Open qualification at Leicester's Mattioli Arena. This marks the start of a crucial campaign for O'Sullivan's ranking position. The season launch represents critical timing for the former world number 1 who begins the snooker season, with work to do to avoid an unwanted trip to World Championship qualifying next year. The projected rankings for next year's World Championship show O'Sullivan sitting at number 17. This positioning would force him to compete in qualifying rounds, as only the top 16 seeds head straight to the Crucible for the last 32 of the tournaments. The ranking calculation system creates ongoing pressure as points expire automatically after 2 years. O'Sullivan has never had to qualify for the World Championship since his teenage years. The last occasion he competed outside the top 16 came after his 2012 world title victory. He took a year-long break following that championship, which caused him to tumble down the rankings. However, he returned to the Crucible as number 1 seed because he was the defending champion, receiving automatic entry protection. The current situation differs significantly from 2012. O'Sullivan faces no defending champion protection and must maintain his ranking through tournament participation. His recent absence from competitive play has created vulnerability in the ranking system's mathematical calculations. O'Sullivan has responded to the ranking threat by entering several upcoming tournaments after a quiet end to last season. The Rocket has committed to competing in the Wuhan Open, British Open and Shanghai Masters. This commitment signals a busy start to the new campaign and marks a shift in approach for the 49-year-old, who had previously opted out of a string of events despite reaching the Crucible semi-final just weeks ago. The upcoming tournaments offer crucial opportunities to accumulate ranking points and secure his position within the top 16. Tournament entries represent O'Sullivan's strategic response to mathematical projections that threaten his automatic Crucible qualification. Should O'Sullivan find himself in the qualifying rounds, he would be heavily favoured to progress through the 2 matches required to reach the Crucible. However, qualifying presents risks that established champions typically avoid. Neil Robertson discovered this reality 2 years ago when he lost 10-9 to Jamie Jones in the final qualifying round. Robertson faced the nerve-shredding qualifiers and was beaten despite his pedigree, missing out on a trip to the Crucible for the first time since 2004. Robertson's elimination demonstrates that nothing can be taken for granted in the high-pressure environment of World Championship qualifying. The Australian was an unlikely name to face the qualifiers, but fell victim to the system at the English Institute of Sport. His experience serves as a warning that qualification success remains uncertain regardless of past achievements. O'Sullivan is not alone in facing this predicament. Mark Allen currently sits projected 1 place below him at 18th in the rankings for the 2026 World Championship. Allen remains comfortably within the current top 16, but faces the same challenge of maintaining his position as older results expire. Former world champion Luca Brecel finds himself in an even more precarious position. The 2023 world champion sits 37th in the projected rankings after his Crucible triumph. Brecel's dramatic ranking decline illustrates how quickly circumstances can change under the 2-year rolling system. All 3 players remain comfortably within the current top 16, but face significant challenges ahead. The pressure of avoiding qualification has caught out top players before. Robertson's elimination represents the most notable example of ranking system vulnerability affecting established champions. His defeat occurred at the English Institute of Sport, where qualifying rounds create different pressures than main tournament competition. Shaun Murphy faced similar circumstances last season, confronting the prospect of slipping out of the top 16 before the World Championship. Murphy narrowly avoided the qualifiers despite failing to win a ranking title throughout the season. The magician maintained his top 16 status through consistent performances, reaching 2 semi-finals and 5 quarter-finals. Murphy's approach demonstrates how consistent tournament participation can preserve ranking position without requiring title victories.